Hey, Gene, we've already got a bunch of people in here.
I know. Hey, thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Yes, yes. Let's say Phil was the first one here.
Oh, Phil.
And Phil says hello, George. And then right behind him was our Irma.
Oh, we just talked to or you just talked to Matt today.
Yeah, right? Matt wrote us a beautiful new music piece that we'll debut on here tomorrow after he agrees to let us share it. But it's fantastic. And let's see. Phil wasn't sure that we saw his hello, George, so he wrote it again. Lori Ann's here.
This is not a beautiful time. Look at this. When we talk about the white hat hackers, what a beautiful time.
Well, we're going to get into that, white hat hackers.
What kind of timing is this?
I know. I know.
Weird.
All right, let's see. Lori Ann, Donald's here. Ginger's here. All right.
Oh, Ginger.
Ryan's here. Very good. Let's see. Kay Miller. Larry made it. Always good to see all Larry with us. Cheryl's here. Stella. All right. Let's see. Mary Elizabeth is here. April's here. Belinda's here. Let's see who else we got. Robin's here. Great.
Hey, did you ever watch Magic Garden on PBS in New York, where they the giggle tree, where they say, "Hey, look who's here"? Am I the only one? Paula? No.
Yeah, Magic Garden, but
because you guys, it was a children's show, and they used to get the thing from the tree and say, "Oh, I see out in TV land, Johnny," and then people are like, I'm at home. They mentioned me.
My time was more romper room.
Okay. All right. We got a lot of people coming. It looks like a record already. Wait till you see what we talk about.
Donna's here. Starfire's here. All right. We got a whole. Now, Gene hasn't even heard this yet. One of the things that I appreciate about Blaze Web Services and the Blaze team and so on. We have locations in various points around the world, but a couple of things came to my attention that I was really taken by surprise from our boys in Finland, and also confirmed by the Singaporeans, of which Gene is not a Singaporean.
Wait, guys, just so you know, I have no idea what Dave Blaze is going to say at all. You guys know we don't rehearse anymore, so I don't know really.
All right. For the longest time, for the longest time in American culture, we've been led to believe that Russia is the bear, right? And the United States is the lion, the eagle. The United Kingdom is the lion, whatever it is. In Russia, within Russia, and within China, here's how they look at this scenario. They see the United States as the giant bear.
Is the opposite? Okay.
Yeah, Russia sees itself as the wolf. And China as the tiger. Now, the wolf on its own cannot kill the bear.
Right.
The wolf and the tiger together cannot kill the bear. Russia is extremely concerned with war with the United States. They are fearful up to their eyeballs of direct conflict with the United States because they know they'll be wiped out.
Ukraine just bombed Moscow.
I know.
That's Ukraine. Okay. All right.
China, on the other hand, has no fear of conflict or war with the United States. And that's because our economies are so entwined with trade that there really isn't a concern of war.
Okay.
China operates on a different level. Their adversity with us is all information based.
With the AI and everything else.
Right.
Okay.
It's with AI and tech and so forth, and that's how they feel that they can grow themselves. Whereas Russia wants to infiltrate into our military. They like to try and flip our guys, our congressmen, our senators, the interns that work for them, the staff, and so on, and flip them over to their side. And what does it take? It takes nothing. It takes, the guys today are so stupid. They can be honeypotted in a second, right? They're sitting at a bar. Here comes the stewardess, sits next to them. Next thing you know, they're in a hotel room, and compromising pictures are taken, and then they're blackmailed. And now you got them. Okay, it's very simple. Very simple. The same thing with soldiers. A lot of soldiers, when you go to these military towns, there's plenty of strip clubs, right? Where do you think the girls for these strip clubs come from? They're not coming from like.
Oh, listen. I know this because I'm from Myrtle Beach. Okay, they're all Russian, right?
That's right.
Okay, listen. It's all cool, but I know that.
Venezuelan, or they're somewhere in South America, whatever it is. The point is that the goal of setting up these strip clubs in military towns, the Russians see that as a point of entry where they can find some higher level soldier or officer, again, honeypot them, and boom, now they own them.
You would almost think, Dave, that when we hear about this honeypot, right? You always think about the high-level senator or the congressperson, and really, you never think about, okay, well, you know what? Yes, we're going to try to get them. You really never think about the low end. When I say low end, is like the people that work with them, the soldiers, right, and everything else.
Right. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. One of their biggest targets of both Russia and China are school board superintendents. Now, I know this might sound odd, but there's a heavy focus on local school board superintendents because they set the curriculums. And when the curriculum at the school, within a school system is set, and it contains
the propaganda.
That's right. Propaganda points from both Russia and China. All of a sudden, it's being fed into our children.
Okay. Now, this is the truth, because when I say this is the truth, we talk all the time about all this stuff going on. And we think, oh, okay, let's talk about honeypot. Who would ever imagine that the honeypot would come from that level? I hate to say that low of a level. I don't want to say it like that. But who would ever imagine, hey, that's the target?
Right. Now, let's go back for a minute to how Russia and China view the United States. Remember, we're the giant bear, the wolf pack, whatever, and the tiger can't kill the bear in direct conflict. So they have determined that the only way the bear dies is through disease. So if they can inflict disease, not physical disease, but a societal disease. So we're at conflict constantly with ourselves, eating ourselves up, then they win.
Right.
That's the only way they can topple the United States.
Right. And what we talked about is basically now opening the game plan of what they're doing. Because you do that by propaganda. Correct. Right. Where you just like get, guys, I'm as mad as the next person, right? We came into this. I did. Ukraine is bad. Russia is good. Now, right now with it, as Dave Blaze said before, is Ukraine corrupt? Yes, very corrupt. But with this, what is the United States doing now? They're selling equipment to Ukraine.
Right. We have chosen our side.
What was that?
We have chosen the side. We
have.
Right.
Right.
So that's locked in. So when you see whoever you see online, whether it's on X, in social media, in the news, or whatever, talking about any hint of civil war, or we're not going to be able to vote our way out of this, or the people are not going to take it anymore, and all of that, that is all stemming from Russia and China. That's where it's all coming from. China's more on the information level, right? So they're not really that concerned about civil war as Russia is. Russia would love to see riots and civil outrage happening in the streets.
Right. Okay.
Listen, not between the races. That's not what they're after. They're after communities fighting with each other over political disagreements.
Listen, when we were growing up, right? You're in grade school. Am I the only one that knows how now to start a fight? Some girl goes to the other popular girl and say, "Oh my God, did you see what she said about you? What did she say? Oh, I can't say. And then she finds out, and then they start fighting, and then she goes to the other person. Oh my goodness, did you see what she said about you? What did she say? Oh, no, never mind. I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Ryan, that's not true. That's not true. Now, you're going to see articles posted about stuff like this, and it'll all come from blogs and suspicious websites, but that is not happening.
Okay. Ryan, with all due respect, okay, who I am bringing into this conversation is First Lady Melania Trump.
Right.
Okay? This is from today's news, and this you never hear from any of the MAGA podcasters, but you'll hear it from us. I don't count, you can call us whatever podcaster. Exclusive. First Lady Melania Trump facilitates 34th family reunification of children displaced in Russia-Ukraine war. Now, I would agree with you. If Ukraine went into Russia and stole children into Ukraine, all good. It would be documented, right? And it's cool. I understand that. But understand that wherever you got your information, it differs from the First Lady of the United States because she is trying to get children back that were taken to Russia into Ukraine, going back to their moms and dads.
Right. Well, what Ryan is bringing out is that there's all of these fake stories out there that the Ukrainians are destroying Christians in Ukraine, which is 1,000% false. That's not happening. That's not happening. In fact, if you want to know the truth, Russia is in line with China when it comes to Christianity because Russia has its own strict state policies for the church that the church in Russia must follow. So Ukraine, none of that.
Now, this is just me hypothesizing. This is just me, so I don't want to say it like this. Dave Blaze and I have said before that can it be that the nations are judged by how well they allow their citizenry to preach the gospel of Christ? Now, I don't know. I'm just saying this. But look at what Donald Trump did. He already went into Nigeria.
Yep.
Jordan Magazine 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think, did a cover story on how the Christians in Nigeria were being persecuted. And the first thing when Donald Trump came back in office, what did he do? He went in there and blew these people up, these terrorists that were persecuting Christians.
Right.
All I'm saying is, and this is the part where I have nothing to back it up, but could it be that nations get judged on how well they allow their citizenry to preach the gospel?
Right.
Just something to think about.
The true gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, here's the other thing. Let's not forget Melania. Melania is a staunch Catholic. She is a staunch Roman Catholic. So she would not be advocating in every possible public way for Ukraine if the Ukrainians were blowing up Christian churches or whatever they say is going on up there. That's not happening.
If we were battling Canada, just hypothetically, and I was doing propaganda
Ryan.
in the United States, I would say, oh, Canada's, they hate Christians. They hate Christians to get everyone on your side. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Ryan. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, Teresa, you might have disagreements with Roman Catholicism and so on, but here's what you have to understand, is that when the socialists and all these other groups attack Catholicism, that's because the Roman Catholic Church is the largest Christian body that there is. Okay, now there are, of course, there's various offshoots. There's the Protestant offshoot and so on, and that's all fine. But the thing is, when these people are attacking Catholics, they're attacking you as a Christian.
And Teresa, I'm not a Catholic. Dave Blaze is not a Catholic. I'm not, we're just, explaining what's going on there.
Right,
okay.
Right. So you have to understand the thinking behind it. And let me tell you something. The people that hate Christians love when Christians fight. It's one of the reasons, frankly, why Christians don't make movies. They don't make like real Hollywood productions because they can never agree. Every time a movie comes out that's made by a Christian, oh, did you see they didn't follow this scripture? Oh, they got that wrong. I can't watch that. That was made by this guy. It's a fail. That's why the Bible movies in Hollywood are made by mostly by Jews and non-Christians.
Right, because you have with that a small splinter group, and I say this with all due respect, right? The costumes are so cheap, the actors are so cheap, and everything else because they're following what their church members say. Okay, you have to follow this strictly like that, rather than just making something that people can enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So these are the things that we want you to keep in mind. This is the ideology of Russia. Russia is deathly afraid of any direct conflict with us. China is not. They have no fear of war with us because our economies are very much entangled. So it's a different kind of footing, but both recognize that even together, they cannot kill the bear. And by the way, the tiger and the wolf, they don't get together either. They're not helping each other because they don't play well together because they're both basically the same. They're both communist governments. So the only way they figure that the bear dies is by disease. And that's a societal disease.
Right.
So
a mental disease of us hating each other and breaking each other down.
For 50 years, all of these things have been infiltrated into the schools, and they do it very easily. They co-opt these school board superintendents, school board administrators, or whatever. How easy is that?
I wouldn't even imagine. Seriously, I wouldn't imagine it's a target. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Like so out of the realm of it. But
right.
When you talk about that and you say, okay, easy, honeypot them, get them compromised, but all you have to do is get this teaching in the curriculum, correct?
That's right. That's right, Ryan. Absolutely true. Only the people that live in the bear can kill the bear, divide and conquer. And that is what is going on. So when you hear these people talking about tactical civics and taking up arms and we can't vote our way out of this and all of that, that is all of that propaganda.
Right. Because what you're saying is, and it's all splintered. Okay. Are they corrupt cops? Yes. Are they corrupt politicians? Yes. But when someone comes to say the whole system needs to be thrown out, then that's different because you're just saying that all these things that we built up. That's why you hear all the time with this that the the judicial system is corrupt. Everything in America is corrupt. Everything.
Yeah, right. Everything's corrupt. Everything's no good. Everything's no good. Yet people are dragging themselves over some of the worst terrain on earth to get here.
Guys, in a second, we're going to talk a little bit. I want to thank you for joining us. We have easily a record here of the number of people here. We're going to talk about this white hat hackers in a second. The timing is very interesting with all this, what we said.
Yeah.
Dave Blaze, what do you want to do? Do you want to talk about the EBS? Just explain what it is, and then we'll go to the white hat thing.
First thing I want to say is for all of those people out there that have Windows 11 machines and they utilize Copilot, and if you notice that you have two Copilot apps, you have an MS365 Copilot and then your regular Copilot, and Microsoft has realized, after getting bombarded by this ridiculousness, that they are now combining those into one. So your regular Copilot app will get a whole lot of new functionality. So anyway, that's just a side thing.
All right, guys, you don't want to miss this, because especially the white hat part you're going to love, but let's just get the show going. Here we go.
Yep.
Dave Blaze, for everyone here, make sure you get the dispatch. This part is free. Just go to georgemagazine.com, sign up for the dispatch, and every morning, Monday through Friday, you get emails sent to you. This is the lead story on ours, today, I should say. Disclosures, what the QFS and NESARA believers are waiting for. And this, Dave Blaze, I believe is just because I didn't even know. Basically, what they believe that's going to happen, correct?
Yeah, it's a series of things. It's a series of things, and that's why. Okay, for example, now we're continuing to point out all of the arrests that have been going on of the child sex traffickers and sex traffickers in general, and also the scams and so forth. We're pointing that out all the time. And the reason why nothing is happening, where are the arrests and so on, is so persistent, is because that's one of the key tenets to the end goal. And the end goal is with the alleged quantum financial system that everybody is going to all of a sudden overnight be wealthy.
Right, but it's the reason why they're saying where's the 10 days of darkness, the mass arrests, the sealed indictments, is because they have been told, okay, first you will see this, then you'll see this, and then you'll see this, and then everyone will be rich. That's their mantra, so to speak.
Right.
Correct?
And actually, Gene and I had to review this because we're involved with 100 other things, and we didn't realize, because we're thinking like this, an electronic broadcast system announcement is nothing you ever want to hear. If everything goes dark, I mean, it's time to the massive amounts of people are going to die from that.
And if I could say this, when it comes to this, that is the problem to everyone else, because Kash Patel is making a record number of arrests, record number of human trafficking arrests, record number of everything. But it's not good enough, because when I saw it today, they want these famous actors and actresses arrested. And I said this before, and while we have people here, I'll just say it like this. This is MAGA generation here, have become a society of slanderers. Because you've seen it, and I've seen it before too, where, I hope I didn't freeze, right? Oh, there.
No, you're fine.
Okay, we've seen a society, this is us MAGA, of slanderers. Everyone's a P, everyone that you're jealous of is a P, everyone that died for whatever reason was really executed at Gitmo, everyone you hate.
And what do they have against Boy George?
Do you realize?
Gene, and every one of these memes I see who got executed at Gitmo, Boy George is at the top of the list.
do you realize that this is wrong? Listen, while we're here,
I really hated that song.
Right. And I say this because many of the same people saying this have had friends that committed suicide and died. Could you imagine? Because we don't, but could you imagine? Oh, really? They committed suicide, or was it a Romanelle death? Could you realize how horrible it is to say that? Stop. We're making the plea. Stop slandering people in death, in life, and everything else. Everyone you're jealous of is a P. Everyone you hate, it's actually been compromised or whatever. Yeah. We became a generation of liars with this.
Well, look at what happened. Look, now Alex Jones lost his entire company, sued for several $billion because parents at that school in Sandy Hook lost their children in a horrific tragedy. And here you got a guy with a huge audience telling everyone it was all fake. The kids are fake. The parents are fake. Nobody died. It was crazy. Screwing up people's heads.
Right.
And can you imagine if you get a phone call, there's a live shooter at your child's school. Right. And then you get to the school and find out your child has been shot and killed.
With the problem with it, then other people think, you are deep state because you pretended to have your child killed or whatever.
I know.
Again, guys, we're all reasonable here. We're all reasonable here. Can we stop with the lying? When you see someone that says, if you know, you know, that person got executed at Gitmo, that's not even fair. I know this because I saw the whole thing. Tom Hanks, because he had whatever. I don't know Tom Hanks. I'm not defending him. I never met him. I know through that I stopped watching his movies. I know that because of what I heard, I started hating him. Just understand that you don't know. You don't know, but whenever one of their friends dies, they just died normal. Do you know how many people I know?
Respect. I remember when one of the big posters on X and a friend to this gang on X died. Not a peep. Right. Not a peep that he was executed. Not a peep that anything. He's really witness protection. Nothing. And then anyone that questioned it was, show some respect for the dead.
Right. So, I mean, this is just this is a reasonable plea, right? The reasonable plea is, can we stop slandering people? Oh, by the way, it's interesting because the amount of slander that you got is interesting with the white hat hackers thing, what the timing of it is. Anyway, can we do this one?
Yeah. Well, again, this is the kind of stuff that comes out of Russia and China into the society of the United States. If they can have us all eating each other, that's their goal has been accomplished.
Right. Okay, Dave Blaze, we put this out as a second story on the Dispatch. Donald Trump had just signed a memorandum, and we are talking about this white hat hackers. You can talk about it, or I can play the video that we just published. It's up to you. We want to do that first, or how you want to do this?
Do what?
The video I just posted today. We want to do that to lead into it.
Post the video, and it will run.
Guys, we just posted this out, but now you get the chance to hear us talk about it. Here we go. All right, big news in the world of crypto. By the way, this is a seismic earthquake as far as policy is concerned, and it's great news if you are a cryptocurrency holder of legit coins. By the way, if you're a scammer and all this stuff, bad news for you. Okay, here's what's going on. Last week, Donald Trump signed a presidential memorandum basically stating, besides the fact that they're going after these scammers, but he has deputized private companies to join in this fight. This is huge because these are all overseas setups that they use influencers in America to scam people. But because they're using private companies, think technology companies that already know the ins and outs of this all over the world. They just join them to the team, deputize them. This is huge. And check out this timeline. It started in July with Judge Jeannie Pirro. Remember what she did. She was the one who stated, we're going after these cyber criminals that set up shop overseas. 1 month later, less than 1 month later, what happened? Kash Patel set up shop at the United States Embassy in Thailand and brought a lot of them down. And then last week, Donald Trump does presidential memorandum. Okay, the crazy thing about it, did you notice the unique timeline? When did George Magazine start talking about these crypto scammers? It's like last month, right? Anyway, check it out. Go to georgemagazine.com. Get the complete crypto playbook so you understand all these coins, which ones are legit, why the other ones are not legit. All this information, it's in an ebook that is available immediately, and sign up for updates. Go to georgemagazine.com. And as far as all this stuff goes, the scammers' days are numbered.
Okay. Real quick, just let me say one thing. Ryan, Tracy is 1,010% for us. So I think maybe there might be a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's okay. Ryan Tracy's sometime a week.
Okay. Tracy. Now, if you guys didn't understand, you understand now that in my position, I'm placing myself into these discussions. So about what's going on. So, and if I do, what I can relay to you, to our audience, because I know you guys are with us and you're smart. I'll do.
Dave, all I can say, all right, you want to talk about timing and everything, right? George Magazine starts talking about this, and of all the people, you just basically, we can relay the message to you because we understand, or I don't relay as much as you do. You understand technology because you have a tech company. So basically, the FBI couldn't, correct me if I'm wrong, FBI couldn't track everybody because they don't have access to all the data centers and all of it. Like, explain it, please.
All right. So here's what's going on. All of the crypto scams and all of the online scams, whatever it is, all basically filter through either Google's or Microsoft's servers, right? They're either, and even AWS, even Amazon servers utilize Azure and Google. And of course, they also utilize Debian on their servers, Debian Linux, but Debian Linux is also, everybody's a part of this now. So what's happening is, and yes, it's the term known as white hat hacker. And that term means that the good guys are now, because of President Trump's memorandum, and frankly, the legwork done by Judge Jeanine Pirro, or as Gene likes to call her, Judge Jenny Pirro, or Pyro, and then by Kash Patel with the big bust in Thailand. That was the legwork and proof of concept. And then the president saw that and said, all right, let's set up the memorandum, and gave the green light to system admins at Google and Microsoft and AWS and elsewhere, so that we can get in there and start messing around with that, with the scammers, because it all flows through the servers. So we can completely start to disrupt their whole operation.
I'm laughing at this because Trump follows us, Kash Patel follows. You know that we're watched. I mean, we're George Magazine.
I know.
At this point, when we started doing the scammer articles and they had to discredit us, maybe it was a good idea not to discredit us. Maybe it was a good idea not to make yourself know that you're doing it.
They had to. You see, they had to. All of the members of that particular network that Alexis Wilkins first pointed out and brought to light. All of those people that are involved in that had to work to discredit what we're doing, because behind the scenes, there you go, a foreign linked influence network has been running coordinated operations against the Trump for 22 months. Right. She brings it all out. It's like a 13-part post. Anyway, we're all in this now, and this network had to work to discredit George Magazine, work to discredit Gene, work to discredit me, and actually, what they said about me, wasn't that bad, Gene. What they think I'm mobbed up, I'm a cop of regime somewhere. What were they saying about me? Also,
I heard it all. But no, my
only concern was those real guys I know were wondering, well, what family is he with? So that presents its own problems.
Guys, I'm just saying this, all right? Look at the timing of it. And quite frankly, of all the people in this political world, how many CEOs do you know as a CEO of George Magazine and also of a tech company? You don't think that's like a little bit?
Now, truth be known is this. When I was first notified to get in touch with Gene and all of that whole song and dance at the very beginning with this, I was semi-retired. I'm just milling around and so forth. And now look, now I'm involved with Gene and George Magazine and all of the workings of that. And then on top of it, I got my little pumpkin, who's a handful.
Yes, you have other things to do.
This is what I'm talking about. The cat walks around with a hat, with a fedora on. I've never seen anything like it. And every time he sleeps, he's on his back with his legs up in the air.
All right.
It's the funniest cat I've ever seen. All right.
Really quick, if I would love to do this while we're still talking and while it's still fresh in my mind. I do want to talk about the crypto playbook, and the reason being is that we walk people through this stuff. Yeah, Stella, love it. Okay, guys, watch this one for now, and then we'll move on.
Crypto doesn't have to feel confusing. Introducing the complete crypto playbook from George. Wallets, security, DeFi, stablecoins, and XRP, all in plain English. Built for beginners, a downloadable guide, plus ongoing market updates twice a month. Go from curious to confident. The Crypto Playbook. Get your copy at georgemagazine.com.
Okay, hey, Dave, before we move on, can I ask you some questions about all this stuff?
Hold on a second. Great comments coming in here. First of all, here's Ginger. Thank you, Ginger. That's right. georgemagazine.com. That's where you can get George Magazine for now. Shortly, in a little while, we'll be everywhere. Next. Ryan, a bunch of so-called patriots attacked you and Gene. As soon as
thank you, Ryan.
They always show their true colors. They can't help. That's true, Ryan. That's
Ryan.
true. You know what the problem is? When they're first doing it, it affects a lot of people. But then as time goes on, and you see the things that they're saying aren't happening, they're not true, and what we're saying is happening, and so on, then you make up your own mind.
Yeah, right. Make up your own mind. Good. Thank you, Ryan.
Let's see. There's on heart. I've been pissing off people. She's an equal opportunity pisser off.
We said that early on. We're not guys. We're not puppets on this. We'll call them out on both sides.
That's right. Now the other thing. Now Ginger, I would a kipper is a herring for those that don't know. But he doesn't like the kippers. He doesn't like the kippers. He is particular to only Wild Planet sardines or his fancy feast, which he absolutely cannot live without. All right.
Okay. Just want to ask you a question on this. How this all works. Now, with these scammers and everything, Cash Patel and them received a tip.
The NSA is involved.
What was that?
And
you
the
cannot.
NSA is involved.
You cannot?
The NSA is also involved.
Okay. Dave,
right. It's where so you have NSA analysts that are on, that are kind of monitoring, and then they'll tip off the team either at Google, Microsoft, Amazon, or wherever. And then let me tell you something. The teams that have been assembled to do this are giddy.
Listen, I'm not even on the team, but I'm giddy. Listen,
giddy to play the games back at the scammers and completely disrupt their networks. They're giddy. That's how crazy this is.
This is like the coolest job, right? Because normally they're just doing this, and now they're like undercover. Really, they've been deputized, right?
Oh yeah.
Daniel, no, it would be right. You're going into work, right, and then now you're like cosplaying into this online, into these networks,
right?
But they're also, by the way, they're gathering information that they hand over to the FBI, etc. That goes there. They're not.
That's right. That's right.
Down doors.
No, it's actually structured. They're not going to have these nerds. Oh, they're not going to have these nerds that are busting down doors. No, that's not going to happen. But what is going to happen?
Police. Okay. All right.
The NSA monitors. The teams get assignments, and then the activity is turned over to the FBI, who pursues it. Remember something. All of these online scams are predominantly offshore.
Right, because you said they were playing whack-a-mole. So they have the influencers here doing it.
Right. You have the influencers that are posting nonstop. Are you ready for NESARA? Oh, get ready for this. Oh, get your quantum card. Those are all your influencers, right? And then they lead you to some encrypted Telegram group. And then within the Telegram group, they then lead you to some bunky website that's where your information and your money is taken. Those websites are offshore. They might be in Indonesia, they might be in Thailand, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Burma, or Myanmar, as it's known today. It could be anywhere. So that's why the FBI
they can't keep up with it.
Yeah, there's not enough resources for this because these guys are like constantly posting and everything. So that's why Janine's and Cash's and President Trump's thinking was, okay, let's turn our guys on them and see what we develop, and we'll track the activity and then hone it down to where their headquarters are. And that's where the FBI comes in and hits them.
Now, tell me if you can't say this, but I know we are just reporting this now. Last month, we just started talking about these scams. And the Pyro, oh my goodness. She started out.
Pyro.
I never watched People's Court, Dave.
She's been a judge in New York for how many years?
All right, I'm messing. All right.
Yeah.
She was on the couch. Okay. That was with the 5 comment. All right. I got to watch my jokes. All right.
Yeah.
So
she get you.
We're just learning about this now, but was this retroactive? Was it already in play, or they're just getting the orders now?
No, like I said, just now. The president just signed it on the 12th.
12th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and don't forget, they had to do the proof of concept first. Right, so that was Janine setting up the task force, and then Cash Patel using that, and then
saying, "Wow, we did. We really got him. So this is a real thing." That's
Right.
a proof of concept. Okay.
And as a matter of fact, the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin that was recovered from the scammers is now
Party.
one of our strategic Bitcoin holdings.
Right. It went back to United States. We just took it.
Right. Right. So like we didn't actually go on the market to buy the Bitcoin.
Right. We just
Took it from those guys.
right. It's like the drug card.
We stole the money from the drug dealers.
All right, guys. We need to do the. Okay, you want to do some? Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Funny stuff. What do we got next, Gene?
We got to do the devotional, Dave.
All right.
We can't skip, otherwise, but it's a great discussion. So anyway, today's
this devotion is look.
Sure.
There's so many unsaved people that have been that in their world they do this, they do that, they do the next thing, and so on, and the devil leaves them alone in their unsaved environment, and these people believe that they're perfectly safe and going to heaven, and they have no clue and have never actually do not have a personal relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. Then those that are true believers and have that relationship and have been saved, those are the one that the devil is constantly attacking, making them feel insecure in their salvation. So it's a real wicked thing. And anyway,
Okay.
that's what this devotion's about.
Okay. All right, here we go.
It is a strange reality of human psychology that those in the most danger often feel the most secure. Right now, many deeply religious people feel unshakably safe about their spiritual standing, unaware of the fractures beneath the surface. On the flip side, there is an entirely different group. These are true believers, people whose spiritual reality is secure, yet they live in a state of constant fear and gnawing doubt. If you ask them a direct question, like, "Are you a Christian?" or "Are you saved?" you rarely get a confident yes. Instead, they offer hesitant replies. "I believe so," "I think I am," or "I hope to be saved when I die." Feeling safe does not guarantee that you are safe, and feeling doubtful does not mean you are lost. A massive disconnect exists here between human emotion and objective reality. This widespread anxiety is a specific spiritual strategy. It's a calculated effort to paralyze believers by keeping them focused on their own uncertainty. This paralysis is often aided by poor instruction. Many Christians sit under teaching that implies they must constantly perform specific actions or maintain a certain level of obedience to keep from losing their salvation. As a direct result, these believers look inward. They measure their eternal security by how faithful they feel in their service that day, or by the swings of their daily emotions. This chart shows the danger of the metrics trap. You are judging a permanent status by temporary human conditions. Human feelings and daily works are erratic. They spike and dip sharply, making them unreliable instruments for measuring an unwavering baseline. If personal feelings and human faithfulness are such volatile metrics, what is the objective anchor for a Christian soul? Finding stability requires moving past internal feelings and onto the objective external claims found in Scripture. The text of 1 Peter 1:5 establishes a different foundation. It describes believers as those who are kept by the power of God through faith. In this view, spiritual security is maintained by divine power rather than human effort. The mechanism that connects a person to that power is believing. But biblical believing isn't a vague hope. It means accepting a specific record of facts as true with absolute certainty. This timeline maps out the historical data points of that record in 1 Corinthians 15. It requires certainty that Christ died for our sins, was buried, and rose again the third day. Accepting this sequence without adding personal works activates God's saving power. The burden of salvation rests on the historical reality of what Christ already did. This removes the believer's daily performance from the equation. Once we understand how someone is saved, the Apostle Paul uses a logical progression in Romans chapter 5 to explain how they stay saved. This flowchart shows the foundational premise. Christ died to reconcile humanity while we were enemies. Step 2 introduces the much more principle. If God reconciled enemies through death, he will much more easily secure his children through his life. The same power sustains it. If the initial reconciliation of an enemy required the highest cost, the ongoing preservation of a child follows by necessity. In this framework, losing salvation would mean God's sustaining power has failed. Recognizing this logic allows a person to step off the treadmill of performance and settle into a state of mental rest. Ephesians 1:13 reinforces this rest with the concept of the seal. In the ancient world, a seal was an unchangeable marker of ownership and security. Scripture states that this permanent seal is applied by the Holy Spirit the moment a person hears and believes the gospel. The cycle of trying to keep yourself saved is dismantled by the reality of this divine seal. You do not sustain the seal sustains you. The word of truth, that Christ died for our sins, was buried, and rose again, has now been declared to you. There is an urgency to this message. The window of time to act on this truth is short. The challenge is to move past religious performance, ignore the doubt caused by fluctuating feelings, and choose to believe the record with certainty today. Peace isn't found by looking at our own efforts. It is found by trusting in the finished mechanics of grace.
Okay.
Amen.
Most excellent. Amen. I really love that one. And guys, if you go to get the dispatch, we also have these all archived for you. So if you go to our website, you just go to topics, daily dispatch updates, and then you'll find the George Daily Devotionals. You'll find the other ones. Everything is updated for you there. Okay. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, we feel very honored to be able to do this, the devotionals.
You know, a lot of this honeypotting was also scrutinized over the pandemic and what happened with the gain of function research that was going on in the Wuhan lab. Because let's not forget there were many. Okay, in 2014, President Obama put a stop to all of that gain of function research on various vaccines and methodologies and viruses. Okay, he put a stop to the funding, the government funding of that. The caveat was he left it up to the individual agencies to keep the funding going if they thought that it was an emergency. Now, let's not forget this is 2014. So then you have to, you got to ask yourself, how did the government funds continue to flow to this obscure lab in Wuhan, China? I mean, no senators were like, hey, why are we spending money on this obscure lab in Wuhan, China? What's that about? No one asked? Rand Paul? Nobody? Nobody asked that question? Were they all sleeping with Fang Fang? I mean, what the hell's going on? Right, I know it sounds funny, but I mean, really.
No, but when you say Fang Fang, I'm like, it was with my cousin. Oh, I know who Fang Fang is. You're talking about the spy.
Now, William points out, right, it was the NIH that decided, and it wasn't Fauci who decided this, but it was the NIH and the leader at that time that said that the president's directive did not apply. And nobody questioned it.
All right. Right.
So you got to step back and you got to say, now, who's under the influence here?
Dave, I want to show you this video. Do you have any more? Because I want to show you this video. Is perfect.
Yeah, let's see the video.
Okay. Well, no. The reason why I say this is earlier on, and I didn't know what you're going to say. You said that the other countries, Russia and China, liken us to a bear. Correct?
That's right.
Okay. We just happened to have earlier today for the dispatch, we had an article on a bear attack with that. Now, these are brown bears. Dave, I had no idea. Have you ever seen the size of a grizzly bear?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're gonna love this. Just check out this. So when they're talking like United States, like a bear can take down a lion or a tiger and a wolf. Look at the side of this. Here we go.
Large grizzly bears are out and about in Montana. Jamie Gogan posted these pictures 9 days ago, saying their old generator storage shed on Montana's eastern front is now this grizzly's personal scratch tree. Fish, Wildlife and Parks is using the pictures to help teach people how to tell the difference between black and grizzly bears and how important that is. Biologists point out grizzlies are generally larger and maybe bigger even than a small shed like this.
Okay, now when they say a small shed, that door that you're looking at the front of that shed, a man or a woman will walk upright through that door.
I know. When I saw that, I was like,
besides that thing, you think that bear's afraid of a wolf?
When I saw that thing, I was like, I can't believe it. All right. So anyway, there's your.
I'm just saying, if our people in this nation could wake up to the fact that the great majority of our squabbles don't have to be unto death, right? Your political leanings might differ from your neighbors, but that doesn't mean your neighbor is evil. Because they shouldn't think that you're evil. You have a difference of opinion. Yeah. Find common ground.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
We live in a society. That's the point. We live in a society. So, things we gotta work together. Otherwise, this is what happens. It collapses. Now, look, for all of those preppers out there and doomsday people that want everything to collapse.
Oh,
you don't understand what happens,
guys. I won't. I know this because I'm in part of this community. When I hear people say, "Oh man, did you see what happened to that bank? We're almost there. The banking system almost collapsed." Guys, you see this? We see the same thing. They taught us, me, because I'm new with MAGA. I was a wedding photographer, not caring anything about politics. So when I came in, it was like, yes. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till the dollar collapses. That's what I was taught. But that is propaganda because this is our fabric of America. And they taught us to hate it.
Yeah. And here's one more thing. And believe me, Gene and I and myself for a long time, always big supporters of the Second Amendment. I'll leave that there. But do you really think a cadre of guns in the house and rifles and machine guns, whatever the hell you have, you really think that that's going to protect you from large, hungry, angry mobs that all of a sudden realize you, prepper, have food and they don't? Yeah, you might knock off 15 or 20 of them, but you ain't killing 300 people storming your place. They'll get you. So you got to realize you don't want this burn it all down kind of mentality. That's not good. It's not good for anybody. All right.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for making this show such a success.
See, but this is what's important to Brad. This is we're talking about. We're talking about a collapse of our society and hungry, angry mobs and everything. And Brad's bringing out paper money is unconstitutional.
Okay. All right. I like that. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Unconstitutional. Why is it unconstitutional? What are you going to carry around? What are you going to carry around?
Gold chips, okay, Dave? Little flakes.
You see what I'm saying? It's all.
I know. We talked about it. All right.
It's all bunk. The whole thing is bunk.
All right.
The QFS thing, all of that fantasy, it's all nonsense. The United States dollar is backed by our wealth and our stability. That's why the wolf and the tiger want us to turn on ourselves.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for making this show a record today. If you could watch, probably in the next 45 minutes or so, I'll have another video for you. Andy,
Nanny goes, I have a cannon.
all right. Thank you, guys. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for making this a record show. Thank you, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.